guess we roll over it.
We're just not saying.
Because our government ran, inflation so bad that they're just mad. So it's like,
We'll wait.
Yeah.
like, dang.
Ugh,
Okay,
jeez.
so did you guys hear that? We don't have an official meeting, so we're not doing like,
Oh, nothing?
we're not approving anything.
Oh,
There's no
I'm still gonna
agenda
yap.
approval, there's no minute approval. We'll have to push that off to the
Okay.
November meeting and do 2 months of minutes
Yeah, we do
approval.
1 month of minutes because this will not be minuted.
So we're just jumping down to the financial report.
So, bottom of the, page 3. The total right now is 84,566.35. Our payment was for the rack cards. That's for the maintenance of them. For the year, which is on the back side of that page, we are 2,000 ahead of last year, or over what we did in fiscal year 2022. So 33,272. I think that's probably, again, people getting out, but we also have an increase in the amount of Airbnbs,
Sure.
places to stay. We were kind of just glancing over the other years, and the only year that's better than that was in 2012. I don't know what was going on in 2012, because we would have fewer rooms, but man,
Banger.
yeah,
I don't know, I wasn't here.
yeah. But 33,272 is pretty good for 2023. So we're into the new fiscal year, 2024, and those will start being listed next month.
so your guys' fiscal year just started, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
October.
Sweet.
Is any questions?
How are we doing on wrap cards? We have plenty of those printed, I
They
guess.
have not asked us for a refill of that.
What, on Logitech, that's 2% for the city one?
Yeah.
Or 3%? Two, okay. Yeah.
What is on the rat card? Remind me what image is on the rat card?
It's the older stuff.
got the old and new ones
We
there.
went back to
The regular one?
not the colorful one. Yes,
Okay, perfect.
Do you have those here?
not the Rye
That I could take?
The-
I don't want any more of the other ones.
I'm sorry, I have these here.
Well, you will when you start your daycare.
Right. Right.
But yeah, we need the other ones off the thing too. That's definitely one, so
Oh, okay.
I keep forgetting. Hold on, City Hall.
Okay, super. Well, Mayor, do you have anything you'd like to say for public comments?
No.
Okay, super. You're the only other person here. Charlie, did you have anything? Okay. Thought I'd just include you. Okay, old business.
So the police encampment, a couple weeks ago, got a note that they had 152 people. Pretty good turnout. Nice day.
It was chilly.
Yeah.
I saw them all bundled up with their fires.
And then the plein air show and sale, I don't have any account from that. I've not talked to anybody from that group. Upcoming is Spectacular, World Heritage, and Deja Vu all the same day. That's 28th.
It's a lot. Is Rural Heritage Day, that is happening at like the Felix Valley? Is that,
That's what I heard.
that's where they're doing it again? I think that's what they did last year.
That's what I have on my posters
Okay.
and information.
Oh, you got a poster?
Yeah, I did.
I did not.
Sorry.
No.
Well, I have, it's just the like leafy Rural Heritage Day? Okay, yeah. But does it say at the Felix Valley?
I think it's on the bottom.
Oh, okay. Could be.
I know it has it listed on top as Felix Valley
Right,
State Historic Site.
What's the
I don't remember
time
it saying
frame?
that
Do you know
there's-
the time frame?
For them, it's 10 to 4.
yeah,
It's 10 to 4.
Yeah.
yep.
So it does overlap Spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
4. Okay.
And then, so this weekend is.
And it's both days, right? Saturday and Sunday?
No,
No,
No.
Oh,
just Saturday.
well, that's why it
This
says,
is-
on here it says days, and that's what confused me.
Well,
So,
sorry.
that's just
Okay,
St.
that's
Genevieve.
fine.
that's fine, I just
No,
was,
that's me.
I thought it was a one-day event, that's why.
Yeah. And then the Conapalooza, it's coming up on November 4th.
Yes.
And it starts at 10. I think I've got on a posting, it started at 9. We used to have a run with that. I don't know if they're going to do that this year. I didn't see anything along that line.
I'm not sure because Brad Arnold was part of that and then he's not anymore, I think, since Robbie left. So I don't know. I don't know if that was already in the works or not.
And that's fine. But
Yeah.
again, it starts at 10 o'clock. So Any questions? Comments? Okay. All right, new business. I don't have any really extra info to pass along. I've sent out the email if you got it.
Got it.
Yeah. So Aaron had applied last time, so you all got a chance to talk to him. His presentation was much better this time, and the mayor was on my committee. But
Is his name Aaron or David?
it's David Aaron Smith.
Okay,
But he
so
goes
he's
by
going,
Aaron.
oh, he's going by Aaron, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay,
that's
that
why
makes
you
more
see me throw
sense.
it out that way.
Okay,
Trying to get everybody used to it. So he will start December 4th. That's a Monday. He's got some things going on that he has to take care of there.
He doesn't live here yet.
Yeah. His plan is to move here.
do you
Fix that
remember
one.
that?
I remember, yeah, I totally remembered him, but I didn't know if he'd already come or if he was still in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, still down there, yeah. Still had his business and also is now working at another company and finishing up a degree at West Texas A&M. Yeah, he's getting his MBA.
Oh, it's an MBA. Okay.
Yeah. So the emphasis is on marketing, so that looks great. But,
Yeah.
New downtown map, don't have it. Sorry. I had hoped to. I put it on there just in case I did, but have not received that yet. Talked to, I'm working with one of the people that applied for the marketing plan, Madden. We can work with Madden on a couple of occasions, so just waiting for them to come back with what the drawing looks like and kind of proof it. I'm just gonna, you probably get an email now saying, here, look at this, see what you think, and give me some feedback.
Is the visitor center handing out copies of the maps that we currently have? There was someone walking around the other day, and instead of the like grass being green, it was very yellow. And I almost asked them to see it, but I just figured it was an ink issue or something from wherever they got it. It had a lot of yellow on it, so I didn't know if that was the new map. I also didn't know why the grass was yellow.
I don't know.
Winter.
Unless they tried to. I don't know if that, it could also be, there is another downtown map that we have, which is a flat overview.
Right.
Um,
It looked just like the tear-off maps,
but it's
but the
yellow.
coloring was wrong, so I didn't know where it came from.
Somebody else may have copied it. We are advertising on KMOX and KEZK and streaming some ads with Odyssey. Don't have anything to show you on that yet, but just to let you know that's what's coming up. We're doing that before the Conapalooza, trying to advertise for that, and then before the holiday Christmas festival and promote that.
So those ads are going to be promoting those events, or they're gonna be just general town promotion?
He'll be promoting those events. I think those are particularly to get people here, but I mean, won't be just focusing on that. It'll be,
Sure.
come to town, here's what's going on this weekend, plus there's shopping and places to eat, that kind of stuff.
So are they writing the script or are we providing that script
I
or?
am providing a script, but I haven't gotten it to him yet.
Okay.
But it's the ones we used last year for Kick Toronto.
Okay.
All right, marketing sponsorships. That's in that was included in your packet. Got a few comments back as to making some changes or reviewing it. Such as we had in the second paragraph, offering grants of 500 to 1,000, then down below it said 250, so we changed to 250. And then there was a question of, should there be consideration at least 10 days ahead, or how about 30 days ahead? Does that give us enough time to review it as a condition?
Doesn't say 60.
If they bring it at 30 days and we don't get to it, they're out of luck. They should have been more proactive and got it to us sooner. You know what I mean? But if there's something happens and it's last minute and we can get to it, I think it's okay to do 30. If we don't have a quorum, we can't vote on it. You're out of luck. You should have got to us at 60 or 90. But if we can, then just gives us a little more flexibility, I think.
Did you send this out to TAC too? Because I don't remember seeing this.
Yeah, he did.
We did?
Okay.
I might just deleted
Deleted
it.
it.
Some I didn't delete.
I mean, I definitely think that the longer you give them,
The ads aren't going to be as impactful if they're doing it all last minute.
right.
I would
And
agree.
it's on them if they don't get it in.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had this window, you know.
And maybe they've already went through the legwork and they find out that this is available.
They know
And
exactly what they're doing, maybe, yeah.
I just thought maybe give them a little bit more opportunity to do. Yeah.
So are you saying keep it at 30 or go to
Yeah.
60?
No, it was at 90 or 60, and
It
I
was
said
at
push it
90.
down to 30.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my suggestion, just in case, perfect world, but that's on them. If we don't get to it in time, they might not get their funding from us.
You also have 250, 500, or 1,000. We had set amounts. We can do any amount that you want. If you want to go up to 1,000, if you want to go, let's start at 250. And we can just say anywhere between 250 and 1,000.
I think that's good flexibility. 250, 500, 1,000, or
Thousand's pretty
through.
generous.
They better have a really good outline for $1,000.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Let's see. So I had written in on, apply for 3 grant amounts, but okay, we talked about that, not about the grant amount. One of the things that I wanted people to think about is need to leave some leeway to make adjustments, not to lock all decisions into too restricted parameters. I mean, what you're looking for is how is this going to benefit tourism for St. Genevieve? I mean, that's the key to all of the funds that TTC expends, and that you have what you're trying to get across. Or if you aren't restrictive up front, you end up with, making somebody mad because they think that you're being selective. Because what we have is TTC funds awarded for support of a special event can only be used to help cover costs of marketing and advertising outside of the immediate St. Genevieve area. So do you want to restrict it to not being able to advertise in St. Genevieve, or, because we do advertise on like KBBC, J98, you can put an ad in the Herald, and you're still reaching people, if you're in the newspaper. KSGM, is that considered a local station? There are transmitters in Perry County.
That's my question. How do you define, there's so many different ways to advertise. So
we don't want to say, so if they have a number of places that they're going to advertise, and one of them is, say, the Herald, do we then reject the Herald part of it and keep everything else? That's problematic, because then we're singling out a local business that we do want to support.
Well, and some people have the Herald, maybe they are subscribed to the Herald from other areas too.
The online version.
yeah, but they're major publication in St. John
Right.
County. I don't know what their reach is outside St. John County. 90-10 or
if-
what,
If all of their marketing is mostly outside of the county and the Herald's just in there, I don't see why you would reject it. Just
The
because-
plan, yeah.
Yeah,
No. Yeah, if they've got 3 other forms of marketing that they're going to do, and the Herald is their 4th one, I
yeah.
think that's awesome. That's great. They're doing a good job of trying to market that event.
Right. But if they're just doing local, like just the Herald, then then that's not considered
So
really
maybe it needs to
outsourcing.
be
Maybe.
written that like at least half of their marketing sources need to be.
I'll kind of play with that and see if I can come up with
Yeah.
a way that we can, maybe not put a percentage on it,
Sure.
just say, it has to be a part of a whole package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Including out of St. Genevieve area or something,
Okay. Anything else? If anybody saw, and we need to consider. No, it's the back. So,
I really like your number 7, that they have to provide receipts documenting the expenditure. I think that's good. I think they have to show where they put their dollars,
Right.
those dollars
right.
that we graciously gave them toward.
And do we want a reimbursement, or do you want to be able to help them up front?
That was my big question.
Yeah. Because we've done.
Well, what happens if you help them up front and then they don't provide you the documentation? Then they're automatically nixed out of any future
Yeah, I mean, at that point.
grant opportunity?
Or they have to reimburse us.
But if we,
Oh, no,
but
they
if
just
we
don't do
ask
the
for,
report.
but if we ask for reimbursement before they get their dollars, but then that really.
A lot of people, a lot of them might not have the funds up front.
Well, that would hurt them too, though, honestly, because, like, what if they can't do the event because, well, I wouldn't say they can't do the event, but they can't market the event as
I mean,
well.
It would be helpful if we could do it in advance, right?
Right.
The lesser convenient way is if we just do reimbursement.
I say you do it in advance, and then if they don't provide the items, the line items that we've requested, then they just don't ever get another grant opportunity.
Or maybe 1 year, blacklist them for 1 year.
Or you don't plan on doing a report?
Well, they might have new leaders or something the next time. I
True.
mean, there's always rotating.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, it's not hard to do a one-page report. I mean, if they're a decent group.
Yeah, but it says receipts.
Yeah, I mean, it's a one-page report with some receipts. Three receipts or four, how many marketing places, they only need those
Right.
amount of receipts, so.
Right.
I mean,
it's very
we're
doable.
not, yeah, exactly.
very
It's not like a
doable.
15-page,
Give them the
Report
money.
that has
Accountability. Do what?
Yes, I'd give them the
can
money.
they apply
Yeah, I think you
for
do
a
it.
grant retroactively?
No.
I don't think so. I think you need to look at it up front as to
Okay.
what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't think we retroactivate anything.
Yeah. Yeah, because then you have to determine how far back are you.
Exactly. That opens up a whole can of worms. If I did an event 4 years ago.
I got a couple of
you-
years under my belt.
I think it's nice to get the money maybe up front, but the only issue I would say is if they can't afford to put up some money up front, maybe the event's not worth putting on. So if they're really relying on the 250 from the city or 1,000, whatever that dollar amount is, if that's what they really need to make this work, I would think they would have more money than 250 or $1,000 to put on an event. Maybe it's nice to give it to them up front.
And what other deposits they putting down for porta potties and music and, I don't know, I mean, paying for insurance in advance, and I mean, there's a lot of money
There
out
is.
front that they have to get out, and before you get any gate receipts or whatever, however they're generating money, I don't know, it's been a lot, but there's a lot of money put out front.
Sure, I know, yeah. I mean, we experienced that with the Oktoberfest.
So that's
And then if it's a flop,
Yeah.
bad weather, bad weather or something like that, and it's like really tough.
So that's where you look at it if you want it to be more of a matching grant than just the grant. So you're saying put at least 250 in if you want 250 or more, and then you could match it, and we go up to $1,000. If somebody says, well, I got 2,000 in advertising, and then we'll match it up to $1,000.
Yeah. They could cut $1,000 out and we'd give them 1,000, or they could do 3,000. And then they could go, yeah.
So if they apply for $1,000 grant and say we review it and we're like, well, we don't really want to give 1,000, but we can give 500. Is there some kind of language that they understand that?
It's
Or is
just-
it 1,000 or none?
No, they apply for what they think they need to use. Same as the band grant,
Okay.
but it's
We only
up to, you approve what you think is appropriate for that particular.
The band grant has done the opposite. They've had people apply for a small amount and they've actually given them more.
Yeah.
That's happened a few times. They just were modest and didn't ask for a lot, and the music band was like, oh, this is
Well,
worthy.
they have the money that they have. Yeah. That's nice of them.
Yeah, but if you apply for 1,000 and then we come back and say, well, no, we're only going to give you 500, and then the next group comes in and applies for 1,000, you give 1,000, don't you think you're going to have some pushback from other people? How are you going to judge that they can get 1,000 or no, you can only get 500? So,
Well, isn't there a budget? Are we only allotting so
Right.
much money for this anyway? So when it's gone, it's gone.
I get that, but I'm just saying is if the first person comes in and says, I want 1,000, you say, well, no, I'm only going to give you 500. So how are you going to judge
Because we're
who
out
gets
of money,
five,
or because it's not a
or
worthy
it's something
project?
that you don't feel is worthy enough for it? So I think if they apply for 1,000 and the money is there, as long as they meet the criteria of what they're requesting, I don't know why we would have to say, no, we're only going to give you 500 unless
Yeah.
the money is not there.
I think it would depend on their criteria.
Right,
Really,
yeah, it should
if they've matched everything, then they should get
They
the full
should get it,
amount.
right.
If they didn't, then we go back to them and say, well, this is why we're not getting it.
That's correct, yeah.
I think that's
That
fair.
I understand.
Yeah.
If they had $1,000 for the Herald and $250 for Facebook ads, you know, then we can say, well, we're not going to give you the whole $1,000 because,
Mhm.
you know, or if they had $5,000, but we were out of money.
That's
Very-
different.
Yeah.
Well, I would
Yeah,
hope that we
right? I
didn't
mean-
give $5,000 to one. of
No,
them.
if
No.
they had 5,000 marketing money
Okay.
plan set up and
Gotcha.
they asked for 1,000 and we really wanted to, but we didn't have $1,000 left, we were only left with.
Yeah, because I think you're going to see a lot of people come to the forefront for this.
Sure.
And they're going to ask for the full $1,000. They'd be silly
Why
not to.
Why not, yeah.
When can we apply?
Conflict of interest.
Okay, we'll have a chamber of other board members.
Let's have some flight sales right now, so, you know, some tricks I need to tell you.
You people scare me. Yeah. Okay, all right. I'll look through more wordsmithing and we'll see if we get close to it for the next meeting. Okay, marketing plans and middles. I have placed at your seats all three of the marketing plans and middles, except for the ones in the big folders. Those are what came from McDaniel's actually. And that's like supplemental. But at your seats, I cut out what I didn't think was important or didn't meet the criteria of the marketing plan that we were looking at for implement. So if anybody wants to help judge those, that's usually our next step for RFQ. We have a point system. We go through and people look at what was submitted based on what the request was from the city. And then you give it a point schedule, and then it's based on the amount that it's how important it is. So if it's hang on just a second. Trying to get it.
You have like a matrix already set up.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like the top group is 30%, the next two groups are 25%, and then I think the approach is like 20%. So we break it down that way. We score each one between 1 and 100, and then it breaks down the numbers based on the percentages. Whatever that total is, that's the group that we negotiate. We don't necessarily go with them. And we're not trying to bid, so bid would be whatever the lowest amount was. In this case, we're looking for what we think is the group that will give us the best product. And not go above what our budget is, which is $20,000.
So is this going to move forward immediately, or are we waiting for Aaron to
Yeah,
come?
we're gonna move forward on this because, two reasons, it will take us time to get through this process. So we have the board to go through to approve the contract. That's gonna be probably through November. By the time we get everything done,
He'll be here for concept and conceptualization, but we're just basically picking the firm.
right.
So he's stuck with the firm, but he'll be able to help develop the plan.
But I think we'll pick the right
No, I
firm.
think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I think that's fine. I was just curious if we
I
were
know,
waiting.
I was,
Like a 1-year contract with them, or?
I have to get this done before end of June next year. So, it'll be like a 6-month or 7-month contract. They'll have to get it done by June of 2023.
all three met the budgeting requirements, all three were in.
So again, this isn't a bid. We're going to pick the group, and then we're going to go back to them and say, here's what you offered us. What is your cost?
Oh.
And then you negotiate. And then if you don't like what that number is, then you go back, you go to the next person in line. So that's why we do a point system.
It is gonna take
Is
a
this
while.
our website?
I don't know, so where this,
But when you call
some
them
of those are good images.
on that initial call, you don't tell them what your budget is.
Oh, they knew it.
They knew.
Yeah. If they paid any attention
But I
to
mean,
our
is this for
meetings.
the website? These are for, remind me what these are for. These are the website stuff. This is the,
This is the marketing
Marketing
plan.
plans,
okay,
5-year, or
5 year.
Yeah, no, we're still, Jay Redney still is in charge and is working on the website. So
I
that's all
haven't,
different.
I haven't seen much happening on that website?
It's all background. It's all in the
Okay.
background. Right now, they're working on a new front page for us, but it'll take a little time to get something put together.
Do they have a time frame on that? Like when?
No, we didn't, because I'm in the middle of so many things. It's like, just whenever you get it done, let me know. So probably looking at end of October, November before we could see something, and it would be a rough look. It's being done off-site, obviously not going to be done on the current site, but they'll have something off-site and then put together some ideas. We're kind of bouncing back and forth as to what we think is what we need, what we don't need, what they think we need, what we don't need. We try to clean it up some.
So, sorry, we gave them a scope of work that we wanted to accomplish, developing a 5-year marketing plan.
Right.
But, and they're just giving us back the benefits to using their firm.
Correct. Yeah.
But we don't have any prices. So we're just trying to pick a firm by,
It's like online dating.
it's kind of like that.
We're just
Oh.
swiping through
Where's you on the
profiles right
back?
now.
Well, but is that,
And we're ignoring that number. Well, that's for the
Yeah.
total advertising package.
But
yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
some
saw that.
content that they're paying for, yeah.
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 So what we're looking at is general company qualifications, related project experience, proposed team, and the approach. So an RFQ process, which is the state mandated process on professionals, so they're a consultant. This is how you pursue that instead of trying to go for bottom line.
Yeah.
So it's more complicated, but it works with engineering firms, surveyors, groups like that you have to, if it's professionals, then you're supposed to do the RFQ, not the RFP. RFP is a bid.
And what's the budget again?
20,000.
20,000.
20,000.
It's 10,000 matching grant.
We have 10 and the state has 10 and it's a total of 20. I mean, do we want to sit down and knock this out in 30 minutes as a group or?
I would have a committee, not a group.
Yeah.
And anybody wants to volunteer for it? Yeah. And you can do it during the day, when it's convenient for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
'Cause you
help.
can- I'll send you the matrix, so you can look at these ahead of time, fill out the form, show up, we throw them out on the table and say, all right, here's our numbers. I can even do it online if you want to just send them back in an email.
That might be good to start off with.
Yeah. I mean, sitting down, you just have a chance to kind of kick it back and forth. If you feel strongly about one group over another.
Well, these girls are fun. That's what they said.
Well, you didn't pick them.
Hey,
They're fun.
Yeah,
They're not
why
fun,
not?
don't
If you're
pick
not
them.
gonna have
So it's an
fun.
online profile, that's an immediate left. No, you're not.
If a guy says he's fun, psh,
No,
I don't know. I guess left is bad.
Left is a no-go.
Okay.
Depends on which way you're swiping. I don't swipe,
I want to go. No.
Mhm. Who's this for?
Yeah, I don't think they-
Oh, no goodness.
That was just like the supplemental samples of their work.
Mm. Okay.
yeah, we limited it to 15 pages. So we're gonna narrow those down into what I gave you. And two of the companies called said, we can't do it in 15 pages.
Well, there was
come
some, wasn't
on.
there like 30, 40, 60 pages in some of those
And
were?
that's what, that was supplemental information. And that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, it's
So
like-
again, it's like, well, you need to do what we asked for in 15 pages. You can give me as much supplemental as you want. And that's what McDaniel did with this package as well. We wanted to deliver that, so. But I think that's because of their interest in it.
sure.
Last week, wasn't it? Or, Andy Bean was from, wasn't he down?
Oh, yeah, he's from Coffee County. Yeah. He's not anymore. He was good.
No, he knew good.
A lot.
Speaking of old tourism director,
I still talk to him.
I reach him on LinkedIn every once in a while.
His wife still works. Mad Media.
Oh, really?
Yep.
He used to meet me and Victor and Diego.
He did?
I think he pulled one over on me.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like Andy.
he was just too nice.
Well, some people probably say that about you too.
Well, a lot of people do.
Does anybody want to volunteer to work on the matrix?
I'll help.
I'll help too.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting. I think this is exciting.
Mhm.
You want to do it too, or you want to?
I mean, I'll help.
Wanna just schedule a lunch meeting and have pizza and go through it? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea. But I'll get everything out to you ahead of time so you have it. That way you can, everybody can kind of fill everything out and then we can sit down and argue about it. Okay.
Or they got tables and chairs upstairs at Common Grounds. Go there and have a lunch meeting, and
Yep.
something like that. I
And
got
pick up
common.
pizzas and meet over at the firehouse.
Are you eating a lot of pizza these days?
Yeah, well, it
That's why-
smells so
That's why I
good.
figured. I figured you wouldn't want that. So that's why I was saying maybe Common Grounds.
We can do that.
You know.
Yeah.
Pizza there.
Braids.
You want to pick a date now while we're all standing here?
Said
Then
no.
Yeah, okay.
happy. You want to pick a date now while we're all here and we can pick a date. We all got our calendars and
Yeah, if you want to.
yeah. That way.
We'll jump on it, that's great.
Not next week.
That's fine.
I'm not next week.
Not the week after, not the week after that.
October's almost over.
Is that not unreal?
It's over.
It's crazy.
So nice.
How soon are you thinking?
He's trying to get his cows.
Oh,
Gotta take a while.
Well, I just told him to get up and be active. I have a haircut on the 27th. I can't do it.
Friday.
All next week. I leave for a conference.
Wait on that?
We're not. We're waiting on you to give us a date.
Joe's got a
Thanksgiving.
haircut on the 27th. So.
No, I don't.
Let's see, we have,
That's what calendar.
yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I have all my junk in here.
Auditors or auditions?
Auditors. Yeah.
I thought it said auditions too, and I thought, well, I don't know what they do here.
Song and dance.
Jazz hands. All right, so you're looking at not next week, the week after, the 30th through the 3rd.
We can't do next week? You're not here?
I leave for a
Okay.
conference.
Okay.
But you can do it without me. I mean, then just fill me in.
Wednesday the 1st?
Tuesday or Wednesday's the only days I can do it.
Okay.
Wednesday I'm
Wednesday.
available. I'm not available Tuesday.
Wednesday, November 1st?
Wednesday, November 1st.
Halloween. Look at you guys.
What, yeah, it's awesome. Noon, did we say noon?
Noonish, 11:30, 12?
Perfect.
11:30?
11:30, 12, you tell me.
Yeah,
Is that better?
yeah.
11:30?
11:30, November 1st.
Where are we going?
Common Grounds if we can get it.
Okay.
Sometimes it takes a little bit to get prepared.
But if you, if they know you're coming, they'll pick, I mean, are you gonna contact them or,
And, I mean, I don't, yeah, I can. I mean, I've never dealt with them, but,
well, I do. I'll actually be there tomorrow. I can ask them.
okay.
November 1st, 11:30.
What would be on?
I know. Don't tell nobody.
I won't.
Oh, that's right, you would be involved.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
leadership.
Pick up lunch.
Nice and early at 7 a.m.
Okay. Final thing on the agenda that I was going to share with you all.
Texas.
That's the first thing I thought. It's tourism exchange.
Well, no, that's Texas and USA.
Yep. So this is something that came from the state of Missouri. I sent this to downtown St. Louis. It is a group that it's a business-to-business digital platform. And they're trying to, what they are looking for are suppliers. When I'm thinking of suppliers, that's just not what I think normally. But we supply rooms, activities, those sorts of businesses. So when they talk about suppliers, what they're trying to do is get folks that have rooms to rent, things for them to do. So it'd be the Park Service, state parks, Punch Colonial, the Museum Learning Center. And what they're trying to do is build that database for those outside the U.S. And I wouldn't be bringing it if I didn't feel confident with the state looking into this. And there's a couple of other states that have already started this. I believe Arkansas is one. There's another. They have they've got a webinar coming up next week, maybe next Thursday. If you think you're interested, or if you know of somebody who is interested, let me know, and I'll send it out.
Did you say you sent this to downtown St. John?
Yeah,
To who?
Mandy,
Oh, did she respond?
I didn't get it.
Did you send it today?
No,
Oh.
about a week and a half ago.
Well, we just had a meeting and she didn't bring this up.
And she may have either not seen it or
She deleted
Well,
it.
did you know? Just delete it.
like,
Could have went to spam.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't blast this one out, so I thought it happened with that kind of stuff. But if you think folks might be interested, I'll send it back out again. Send it to a few. But they're looking for, trying to build that database so that those that organize adventures, organize trips outside the U.S. can find places in the U.S. to create those plans. It's kind of what we've talked about with buses. It's just on a foreign scale, on a grander scale than just in our neighborhood or what's going on in Missouri or whatnot.
Well, why wouldn't you do it? It's free.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as I can tell, it's free.
It says
Yeah.
no
We're
cost
still getting through it all.
on the
Where's
third
it?
page.
I don't.
On the third page, top
Yeah.
paragraph says no cost. Provides
Oh, I see.
multiple no cost technology.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't put yourself out there.
And it seems well thought out. They've got some folks that we've seen on the webinars have been pretty good. And again, the state has been promoting it. So I've attended a couple of webinars. So if you have people you think that would be interested, I'll send out the,
Yeah, I'd like to.
okay. I'll send it out.
I'll look in my spam.
Dina got it.
You know, really, one of yours did go to my spam.
Perfect. Yeah, of course.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I
No, I
check
just
them
deleted you.
every day anyway.
No, I actually don't remember seeing that might be anything.
And who knows what it was.
Yeah. Well, not that you need to know, but like Bob, today had tried to email me several different things and it, for whatever reason, was getting kicked back. But I was getting all this other email coming in. I'm like, I don't even know what he was doing wrong because my email was right, but what he was trying to send me just would not go through. So
Whatever virus.
I don't know. So he took a screenshot with his phone and then he says, "Can you just send this out?" I'm like, "I actually need the file." Like, can you just send it to my personal email? And it went straight to my personal email. So I don't know what. I have no idea. It's weird.
Okay. All right, I'll send it out. Everybody take a look at it.
You said the webinar is Thursday.
I think it's next Thursday.
Oh, next Thursday. Yeah, not a pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to I thought I could get this to everybody at this meeting a little ahead of when that meeting is. But it's not on here. I've got a lot of, again, they've got a Google Drive full of information. I mean, just everything about this. So, but I don't want to just blast it all out to everybody and say, here, let's kind of filter it. So, all right. I think it's kind of nifty. And this is a market we've been talking about, trying to reach those outside the U.S.
I mean, it's used by Priceline, it's the Diego TripAdvisor.
Or sister city, a sister city in a different country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Germany.
Yeah.
Germany.
It's Baden,
They were here a couple
we
years
just
ago, weren't they?
haven't, since I've been here, we haven't done anything to reinforce that for a while. There, you know, there was an exchange, they had people come over, we had people go over, but it just hasn't, nothing else has happened in between. There's a sign up on the blank wall, the brick wall. I don't know, Sister City.
City Hall, yeah, at City Hall.
Yeah.
There was a guy in town on Sunday. I think it was Sunday morning. I was walking the dogs downtown, and right outside the visitor center, there was a guy standing there with like a camera on a stick, and he had a binder and he was reading stuff. I was like, what is this guy doing? And I got closer and I could hear him, and he's like reading stuff and narrating this video, and he's like, yeah, the town's pretty nice, but the only thing I can notice is that they don't have any RV parking. And he was saying that as I was walking by, and I was like, actually right behind you, there's two lots that are dedicated just for RV parking. He was like, oh, well, here comes a local right now. It's like, no, please don't, sir. And then like my dogs and I, we kept walking, and I looked back, and he's like holding his camera, walking down the street, inspecting the parking lot. And I was like, did you think I was lying to you? But of all the things to complain about, like that was this one thing that he was going to point out that like we didn't have. And I was like, no, sir, we do. Or they just park on the street. So
Yeah.
And there we go.
So I don't know if he's a YouTuber, a blogger.
Was he
No
an
idea.
older gentleman?
Yeah, he wasn't young by any means. Yeah, just standing on the street corner on a dreary Sunday morning. What a beautiful picture you're painting of our town. You didn't want to come yesterday when town was like full of people and the sun was out. Yeah, Sunday morning.
So Happy, I have a question. When Aaron gets here in December, is he going to jump in with this Eclipse stuff right away? Because I'm getting a lot of emails about Eclipse stuff. And Chamber is not in charge of the Eclipse.
You're not?
I thought there was a committee that was in charge of
I thought you were in charge.
No.
No.
So I'm just needing to know who I'm supposed to be passing that on to when December, whatever.
I'm not gonna volunteer him for anything at this point.
I mean, don't we talked about it being a city collaboration, you know?
I think we talked collaboration. I didn't.
Right.
City collaboration. We
Well,
oversaw
the
it.
city, not that you were really overseeing, but you did mention that the tourism director would probably
Well,
help facilitate. Okay,
Help out, but, you know, it's not.
yeah. Oh, believe me, it's not the Dina
what's
show
the,
either.
Right. I agree.
What do you think the responsibilities are going to be?
Well, I mean, they're looking at the day before that Sunday doing like kind of a downtown event like they did in 2017.
Yeah.
So I'm working with Dick Grimminger and Kenny Grimminger in regards to that part of it. But all like some of the things I'm getting is I need a list of where I can stay, where's the best viewing spots, like are they doing special?
Who coordinated last time?
Sandra.
Yeah.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
And who else was on? She had a committee of people,
I
or?
think she had a small group. It wasn't very large by any means. I mean, I was on it, but only just for like the same thing that I'm trying to do with Dick and Kenny this time. So I was just doing like the night entertainment or the entertainment for the day, not all that porta potties and dumpsters, which we did identify. We are going to be on Valley Desert. Father did give us approval for that. I think the museum is working with the Lions Club, I think, for the alcohol. And then the pork producers are doing food on Valley Desert. No other food trucks can be on Valley Desert. They could be on the street, but not on. But that's as far as the planning that I know that we've got lined out. So all the other stuff is like who's coordinating the list of lodging, and is there other events going on that I'm not aware of? I know,
Because our
Kara
tour
sent me her
operators-
stuff for Audubon, so I have their information.
Is it like tour operators calling you or
It is.
individuals?
No, it's tour operators, and they're wanting like laid out
They want a plan.
itineraries.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, and then I had some lady from Indiana call, and she wants to come, but she can't find no place to lay her head at night. Is what she said. So
It's gonna be tough. I know, we're already booked.
right, and and a lot of our lodging stuff is booked. There is no openings unless you off chance get an Airbnb. But I think those are even booked too.
Probably.
So I just didn't know who that.
What's your hesitation of having him help with that?
This is within his first 6 months. I want to keep him longer than the first 6 months.
Well,
I think that, I mean, we have a pretty good plan in place. I don't think that would really scare him away, but I guess what I'm looking for is someone to,
Be a point of contact.
be a point of contact, or even just have some general information about lodging. And I mean, we're giving it out now, but ideally it would be nice if we could like create something and have it on our websites respectively, so they could just, we can direct them there. Because the lady that I talked to today, she from Indiana, she said, "I'm really surprised you just don't have a link on your website." And I'm like, "Yeah, me too." So
I mean, a link as in saying what our agendas are, what we're doing.
just like,
Because if
like
everything's booked, I don't know what our purpose is to,
well, that's the thing. I don't know if everything is booked. Like, I only know of the few places that have reached out to me and said, "Hey, I have no more rooms," or "Hey, I'm not
So you
available."
almost just need like an infographic, like PDF
Yeah,
that
something.
you could link to. That's just like, here are all of these places you can contact. We're not going to do it for you. Here are their phone numbers. Here's what's happening.
Yeah.
so we have lodging on our
It is on
website.
there.
Right, and I direct them to the Visit St. John website for the lodging, because all I have on my end is the chamber members of mine. So I don't have everyone,
Yeah.
unless they're a member. So I always send them to the Visit St. John, but maybe we do create kind of like an info sheet or something like we have, and put Eclipse on our homepage, and they click on that, and then it just, boop, there it is.
So what concerns me is everybody's going to have what I want Aaron to do when he first gets here. So that's my hesitancy when you say, we're going to wait and see and kind of work our way into it. It's Christmas time. It'll be after the festival. So those 2 weeks or 3 weeks before Christmas shouldn't be as bad as, let's say, the 2 weeks before Christmas. But I don't want to, suddenly, here, you're responsible for this, this, and this. Or people are going to ask that. It's like, we're going to do this in measured tones and work our way to where we'll help, but I don't want to commit that we're going to be in charge of everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely not going to be in charge of everything. So
Oh, come on.
I'm putting that on the record there, so
Can
anybody
you,
can
can
hear
you
it.
make note of that?
I'm not in
Will
charge.
not. Underline it 3
And
times.
don't disagree. And
Yeah.
that was the understanding
Yeah.
up front when we put the committee together.
Right, absolutely. So
So you have an Eclipse committee.
we do. Yes.
Because Dina's putting it together.
No, I formulated the task, the first meeting,
meeting, yeah.
and it went well. I mean, it was a good meeting. And I think we have a great plan. I need someone to commit some time to put the little things together. So,
I don't think that's too much to ask of a new tourism director to start, working on events. I mean, you really think
So
that's,
as the supervisor, I make final decisions on that. And at this point, I'm not going to commit to anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have so
Okay.
many people want me to commit to so many things for Aaron. That it's like.
yeah, I'm not saying
we'll
he
wait.
takes the load of it and
Yeah.
takes, runs with it. I'm just saying, like, maybe he has an idea of, maybe he's already thought about it, honestly.
And he may come in and jump on
I
it.
was going to say,
Like
has he seen our list of events? Does he know?
Yeah,
I mean, if you get on the website, I mean, you look through everything we
Diving
do.
headfirst into.
There's a lot of stuff going on. So, again, I'm not gonna commit it, but if he jumps into it and says, yeah, this is great, then And I'd like to see where we are as a committee by that point too. I may feel a little more comfortable in that we've got more things organized and we're better.
It should be all done by the time
I
he
would
gets
think
here.
so, yeah.
And then let's,
I mean, really?
nah,
Do you want on the committee?
Nope. I'll have my own troubles that day. Yeah.
I mean, ideally, I don't want to have to send people to Perryville, but right now, if they're the only area that has lodging, I mean, naturally, that's where I would rather see them go. Because they could possibly still maybe do something in our town that day and then just, so I think, what is it? When is the full eclipse?
158.
Yeah, 58, 159, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
And most of that was going to be organized out at the community center
yes.
in the park.
Yeah, and that part I think Brad has outlined too. Like he's already reached out to the food trucks and all that stuff for the day of. This is more like the weekend before. So like that Saturday, Sunday is what I'm getting phone calls. These people are wanting to come in on Thursday already and stay until the eclipse on Monday. I guess because they don't want to miss the opportunity for lodging. And or did you guys sell a weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or did you?
I think so. I think we even have a wedding at
Yeah.
that time also, which is kind of wild.
I know somebody was
Getting married
mention that too.
Yeah, I don't know.
During the eclipse?
They are getting married during the eclipse.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How many people are on your committee? You have quite a few.
What is there?
10?
Like 9 or 10?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind if you need me to help do some things.
I can put you on there.
Yeah.
But I was wondering if that's how lodging was being sold Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
They're all blocked.
blocked
Yeah.
in the weekend.
Right.
So that would make sense why they're coming in on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then after the eclipse, then they're leaving town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And some people, or some places will require at least a 2-night stay.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
So people may book 3 nights, 2 nights, or 3.
So, but right now from like Microtel, Audubon, Instinct Gym, like they're Thursday through Sunday so far. So there probably isn't much for lodging available, I would assume. I should ask Jason with his Airbnbs if he's rented out fully for that.
I'll send them an email. How about?
Yeah, and then those county Airbnbs.
They're listed up.
I think Sue has a list of them.
Well,
Yeah,
It's like
30.
30 of them.
So
30.
Joe's been working on the county tax.
That-
It
Yeah.
can't go on the ballot until probably
spring.
Well, maybe
Next
not
year.
till fall if it's a no cost ballot initiative. So I think the county commissioners are worried about it having a cost associated. I don't know if it's 10 grand or 20 grand to put something on the ballot. And so that would be a spring ballot initiative, and I think there's a cost to that. So Sue was supposed to get back to me on the different costs for which election. So the ones in November, we already have races, and so it doesn't cost to add something to that one. So that was why I haven't got an answer for that. So I haven't done much on that in about 2 or 3 weeks. I need to get back to it. But we missed this November, so I was like, all right.
Sure.
So
It's probably a good thing though, so we have enough time to educate the voter that
Sure.
it's not costing them anything.
I mean, I think we'd be okay in the spring, but if there's a cost, then I don't
But
know
if we
if
work it in our favor and we tell the right people, there's only like 7 people that show up to the
Yeah.
spring elections anyway. That's how you get things passed.
That's true.
And I don't know, I mean, we haven't talked about that. I mean, the city's been sitting at 2% for a long time. I don't know if that's something we want to look at raising the city to 3 and implementing the county at 3. I don't know if that's sort of 2.5 and 2.5 or,
Does that have to
you
go
know.
with the voters too, to raise it? Right.
at the city level, I'm not sure.
If you want to raise it from 2% to 3%,
You
is
can
that
go up to 5. That's your max.
but does it go back to the voters? That's the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear that
Yeah.
part of it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Joe's right. Education is the most important thing. You're right. It's got to be. You got to get the
Yeah.
word out.
Well, because people just see tax, and so they automatically assume that they have to pay it. Not
Well-
unless you're sitting at, staying at the Airbnbs.
And I think the county attorney would be the one that writes the ballot language. And so,
Yeah.
you know, that's a big thing when somebody reads that short little paragraph. And if the commissioners are in favor of it, hopefully it's worded in such a way that it's a little more favorable.
I think there's, the ballot language is in the statute.
Yeah,
So you have to follow that pretty
he has to
closely.
follow that.
Yeah. Isn't there some discretion as far as that, how that goes?
Mm,
Oh,
be
okay.
careful.
So,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I got.
we don't even need a motion to adjourn because we're not in a,
Guess we're not really here.
we're not really.
Not really.
Just walk out and leave.
Like,
Like, none of this even happened.